Hello, welcome to the transmission. I think I did the last one on Friday, and it's Friday again, so maybe this will become a thing. This time we're in the midst of another powerful portal with the full moon eclipse having been on Wednesday and this weekend being the equinox. So, yeah, the full moon eclipse was in Virgo and Pisces signs. Um, so, yeah, very much about kind of this balance between Virgo on the one hand being this kind of more like focused, like get shit done type energy. A little more like the grounded, maybe the parent bringing that sort of healthy discipline. And then Pisces being like the dreamer, the fish, the swimming in the water, the kind of dreamy, flowy. So yeah, I don't know if that resonates for what you've been feeling, but feeling that kind of tension and learning to navigate that, like going between those, which is really a metaphor for life and the spiritual journey and this thing we're doing, right? Like we're learning to navigate between the realms of spirit and the flow and the intuition and going with our feelings and this sort of like more grounded, practical, like, okay, but we live in on the material plane also. We live in both realms, but we have to learn how to kind of bring the lessons from the astral plane into the physical one and into our bodies and like ground it. So that kind of brings us to the equinox, which is when the earth passes through like the geometrical center. And everything is a fractal, right? Everything is like a microcosm of the macrocosm in this cosmos. Like our bodies, nature, everything's kind of just like a Russian nesting doll, the same thing inside the thing. So our bodies are, kind of a representation of this, like a portal, a container, a way that energy can be transmitted from the astral, from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. The world tree is an alchemical symbol. You've probably seen drawings of these trees, the axis mundi, the like, as above, so below. This is alchemical language. The tree that, goes all the way down to the center of the earth, and the branches go all the way up to the heavens and the cosmos. And in between is the world of objects and forms. In between are the humans and the animals and the plants and the trees and all those things. And then the mushrooms are kind of go-betweeners, right, as well. They go down into the earth. The trees' roots go down into the earth. So like I could go down a lot of rabbit holes, but some like spiritual and esoteric traditions talk about, like world trees being representations for humans. I've been getting some transmissions lately about how we used to be trees. And we still are, right? Because everything is everything. But yeah, there's like things in like Maya cosmology and some other ancient cosmologies about humans literally turning into trees and turning into other things and turning into other plants on Earth. So the equinox is the time of equal light and dark. Normally, the rest of the year, it's not exactly equal. There's a little more of one or a little more than another. Within this thing we call time, that is an arbitrary measure. But yeah, the equinox is like when there's as much light, I should say, as there is darkness. On Earth, we're passing through the geometrical center, a larger cosmic representation of how humans are in between the earth and the heavens, right? So, yeah, I think it's a time to find our balance of going in and going out. And it's a hard thing to learn to navigate. And so, like, don't feel bad and know you're very much not alone if you feel like you have trouble with that sometimes, because I have trouble with that a lot. it can be really easy to get stuck too much in like the do things, earth things, get stuff done, go, 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 you know? And you can also get stuck in the astral and in the floaty and in the like, oh, I just want to be in the sauce and I want to be creating and flowing. And yeah, like that is the natural way of things, right? Like I want to also send a message that came through a lot this week to my neurodivergent siblings. On the one hand, I want to say I found out that I have ADD, but I also don't want to reinforce the disorder narrative. I think it's helpful to have a bucket of symptoms that we identify with so we can find other people who have struggled with the same things we have and share solutions. I also think that then we can get into these narratives that like we're broken and there's something wrong with us. And the message that came through this week is like divergent to what? To a society that's not natural, to a culture that's not natural. This go, go, go productivity mindset, grind ourselves into the ground just to be able to have enough to pay rent. Like that's not normal. I'll do another video sometime about agriculture and how that kind of created this society of increasing specialization and how it made things into property from people to plants to women to children. And it kind of created this othering class for the people who used to be the ones who were the most in touch, the healers, the naturalists, you know, the people who talked to the plants and communicated with the subtle realms, the world trees, if you will. But that's another topic, so we'll do that another time. Yeah, for now, just like if you are one of my friends out there who is divergent in any way, if you're queer, and by the way, I'm still going to make that zine. I'm working on it. Got a lot on my plate. If you're one of those who feels like they're queer, but you don't know if you belong, or you don't feel like you can claim it because you're not enough of something, like you're enough. If you are in a relationship with someone that looks heterosexual on the outside, but you know in your heart that you're queer, like you count, you're enough, you're one of us, you belong. If you're feeling like you're neurodivergent in some way, if you feel like your brain works differently than other people's, and even if it's like, well, but I'm not as sick as that person, or I'm not as struggling as that person, or like it doesn't look like it does for that person for me, so therefore I shouldn't say that I'm part of it. Like, no, if you feel it and you know it and you've felt like you don't belong in the society in some way, like then you're one of us and you're not alone, and we're stronger together. So that's kind of what I want to offer on the equinox, is like we're building alternative systems. We're coming together to realize that we're not alone, and like, you know, dominant systems want to make us feel like we're alone because that's how they stay dominant. But actually, there's more of us than there are of them. And equinox is a good time to kind of reconnect to our roots as what it actually means to be human, which is to go between the realms, which is not to be go, 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 make stuff, do stuff all the time. Maybe sometimes we have to do that. But it's also to be astral and floaty and ethereal, but not all the time, because we do have bodies and we do have people in our lives that, you know, we need to show up for. And yeah, that's what I want to offer. Sorry, this one's a bit long. If this is too long, let me know and I'll try to keep them shorter. If you want more, I can always go longer. Y'all know me. So happy equinox. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. If anyone wants to talk more about any of this stuff, please feel free to write me. I'm working on some newsletters and zines and things, but I'm also starting this PhD program, so it's just a lot right now. So more to come. Have a great equinox. Much love.